Pirate is making an appearance. Mississippi State and the Georgia Bulldogs on an SEC Network primetime showcase game. The 2-4 Bulldogs from Starkville taking on the 4-2 Bulldogs from Athens, GA, and it's all coming your way here in a matter of moments. And welcome to SEC Saturday Night Football presented by Auto Owners Insurance as Mississippi State and Georgia take the field under the lights. A magical night. About 20,000 fans will be in attendance, and the big talk around Athens has been about quarterbacks. And speaking of quarterbacks, joining me tonight is our quarterback DJ Shockley and Lauren Sisler down on the sidelines. So glad you could be with us as the Bulldogs open a new era, as J.T. Daniels will get the start under center for the Georgia Bulldogs tonight. I think folks around these parts have been waiting for his appearance, and it's finally here. Now, this guy came out of high school with so many accolades, was the National Player of the Year, led his high school team, Mater Dei, to a national championship. And then what should have been his senior year of high school, he started 11 games for the Southern Cal Trojans. But then last year in game number 1, this is what happened. On a sack, tore an ACL and his meniscus, and it's been 14 months since he's been able to take a snap in a live football game, and he'll have that opportunity tonight as Georgia tries to reconstruct an offense to try to put some more points on the board. And DJ Shockley, you've been here, man. You have been in this situation. Tell me what's going through his mind right now.
Dave, it's going to be exciting to watch him go out and play today. I think there's going to be a little angst, a little anxiety. Maybe he's a little excited too, but this is an opportunity that he's looked for a long time since he left USC. Now he has the opportunity now to start, and I know a lot of Georgia fans are looking forward to see him in this offense tonight.
Well, Mississippi State wins the toss, and when you know it, they accept. They want the football, so they will return this one. And Mississippi State coming off a Vanderbilt win. They had dropped 4 straight after that LSU opening victory. And we'll try to keep the momentum going here on the road. And a fair catch called for around the 5-yard line. Georgia still thinks they're perhaps the best defense in the country. Over the middle. That pass is caught for a first down inside the 40-yard line. There's the true freshman, Jaden Wally. And Coach Lee said he was going to get these young guys in. He wasn't lying.
Yeah, this is one of the young guys they really love watching. We had a chance to see him all week this week, and you see a nice, easy catch, and he finds the hole in that zone and catches it and comes down with a big third down conversion and give the quarterback, Will Rogers, a lot of credit, standing there and firing the strike there on third down.
So now 3rd and goal. Play number 14, a drive that's gone 69 yards. Delay handoff. Marks takes it down to the 3.5-yard line before he is stopped there by a slew of black jerseys. But Georgia gets the stop and forces the field goal. Brandon Ruiz, the grad transfer from Arizona State, has been pretty solid, 4 out of 5 on the year. It is long, a 43 against LSU. This one on the way, and it is good. 21-yard field goal, so a lengthy drive by Mississippi State, and they strike first. They lead it 3-0 here in Athens. J.T. Daniels, a 6'3", 210-pound redshirt sophomore. The transfer from Southern Cal get his first look in a Georgia Bulldog uniform, and you know the excitement level for him is through the roof right now. And Georgia looking for that spark, and maybe this is it right here.
Yeah, the first thing you think about when you see him, when you go back and watch some of the USC tape, you look at some of the downfield throws. He's a vertical threat. Throwing the football is something Georgia hasn't had in a few weeks.
They'll line up in the pistol. First play, the handoff off the left side, and Mississippi State all over it as the handoff went to Zamir White. Brought down by Emmanuel Forbes, a true freshman in that Mississippi State secondary. But there is no doubt that J.T. Daniels has waited a while. You know, so many people were expecting him to play early on. They thought maybe that he would get the start in the opening game, but he just wasn't physically ready. And I think the coaches and the medical staff just felt like he needed to be more mobile as a quarterback instead of just being a statue. He just couldn't move after that leg surgery, but they feel like he's in a great spot now, and he hits his first completion of the game with George Pickens, and the Bulldogs of Georgia are happy to see Mr. Pickens back on the field as well after missing a couple of games. Yeah, listen, we talked to Todd Monken about it as well, and he said, he's got an unbelievable arm, but we just got to have, he's a good athlete, but he's not the kind of guy that's going to scramble for a bunch of yards, and that one's batted down, nearly picked off. Aaron Brule, perhaps their best linebacker, at least playing at that level right now. He and Errol Thompson with a great play.
Yeah, Georgia goes double slant. He just has to see defenders. He's looking at spots right now, and it's going to take time for him to understand the speed of how the game goes, different from practice. And Lauren just mentioned it. There's going to be a lot of things he has to get used to in game that's going to allow him to play at a high level.
So now it's 3rd down and 9. Ball sits at the 48-yard line of Mississippi State. So Mississippi State bringing some pressure. JT Daniels nowhere to go, and he's dropped back around the 45-yard line. So Mississippi State will force the punting situation.
Yeah, this is part of understanding the ball game. They bring pressure. Georgia's offensive line does a pretty good job of picking it up. Now, this is where he has to get rid of the football. You can't sit in there and take this, throw this football away, or escape outside the pocket. And that's part of understanding awareness inside the pocket. One of the things that they talked about is a big issue early in the season for JT Daniels. Just seeing the field and knowing when to throw that football away is going to be important.
So the punt will be caught around the 10-yard line. So Mississippi State up a field goal with the football. Back in a moment.
SEC Network Football is presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
Look at that guy go, huh? Who was number 3? Looks like Superman out there. Who is that guy?
I don't know who that guy is. Somebody put an APB out on that guy. Who is that young man?
That was my man, DJ Shockley. Back in 2005, playing quarterback for the Georgia Bulldogs. Led him to an SEC championship. 25th meeting between these two Bulldogs. Shock, you remember that game?
I do.
It's still fresh in your mind?
It does. I remember the Cowbells. Mississippi State fans have the Cowbells. They're loud. They're proud. I mean, it was an awesome environment that night.
Those shoulder pads were a little big too now.
Big shoulder.
Just saying. Here's Will Rogers trying to scramble free and does so and makes a nice throw. Rogers again underneath, nowhere for March to go. He'll be a couple of yards shy of the line to gain, so it looks like Mississippi State will bring in their punting unit. So Georgia does get the stop here. Nice play there by Nakobe Dean, that sophomore linebacker.
Yeah, he's just like any other big play receiver who's the #1 receiver on his team. He wants to get the football, and you see 3 catches already. They're getting him acclimated into the ball game early so that frustration doesn't well up.
Handoff to Cook, and he goes nowhere. Got back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. And that will do it for the first 15 minutes of play from Athens, GA. Between the hedges, Mississippi State hasn't won in Athens since 1956, but they lead it by 3 after 15 minutes. And Georgia looking at a 3rd down and 11. JT Daniels going up top, trying to get it all right here, and double coverage in the end zone, trying to find George Pickens. Mississippi State all over it. It'll be 4th down, but a flag is down, you see, around the 3-yard line.
Yeah, you're going to get PI because this ball was severely underthrown, but Pickens had this guy beat by 2 or 3 yards, and if this ball's thrown out there, it's touchdown.
Interference. Defense, #1. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic 1st down.
And it kind of bails Mississippi State out here. You see he runs by him, and because this ball's so underthrown, he's trying to come back to the football, and the defensive back never looks back for the football. And you're going to get a pass interference. 95% of the time on that.
Come on, Shock. Come on. There wasn't a whole lot there.
They always get them just because they don't turn that head. That's all they're looking for. If you turn that head around, you got an opportunity, but I'm with you. But you got to turn that head around.
1st down and 10 for Georgia. They'll move it to the 25. Handoff goes to Zamir White. Jordan Davis, Tyrus Sweet, a couple of their Sam linebackers unavailable for this game. Found that out in the last 24 hours. So they're only playing with 5 linebackers in a 3-3 format as that pass is caught on the outside by Jermaine Burton. First down, Georgia.
There's a young man in Jermaine Burton here who see the play action here. This is what Georgia wants to do, run the football and play action. And he does it like he's going to run an over route and comes back on the corner route and creates the separation. Burton, a young freshman who has been learning on the job, and Coach Monk, the offensive coordinator, said this guy's continued to get better every single week.
We think he has an unbelievable skill set. Just tapping into what he can bring to the table here on 1st and goal now. Another handoff, but Mississippi State all over it. The breather now as Georgia looking at a 3rd down and goal, and they'll send Burton in motion again. JT Daniels moving the pocket to the right, to the end zone, and touchdown, Georgia! George Pickens. Welcome back, number 1.
Well, this is what you wanted. You wanted your star receiver lined up one-on-one, and watch the way he moves on this particular play to get open. It's a little comeback on the outside. He's got him tugging and pulling on him, but because the ball is low and outside and away, it gives him an opportunity to go down and get it because he's falling down trying to catch his football. But this is a well-thrown football by JT Daniels where only George Pickens can come away with it, and he comes down with a big touchdown grab for his Bulldogs.
Marks will split out. Come back to the near side. That pass will be caught, and that'll be good enough for the first down. Cameron Gardner this time holds on to it. Fresh set of downs for Mississippi State. Just saying. They'll come near side to Johnson. He makes a man miss, gets it inside the 25-yard line. That'll be another Mississippi State first down. 19 completions to 9 different receivers for Will Rogers. That's Peyton in motion across the formation. 3-man rush again. Rogers rolls to his right, looking, and then slings it. Is it caught? They're going to say incomplete. It was caught, but out of bounds. Well, that was close over there. Devontae Payton made a nice grab, but did he stay in bounds?
Yeah, this is a precision throw here. He puts it on the outside. The receiver is just breaking away, trying to get open for him. But let's just see if he gets a foot or two down. Looks like he may have got a shin down.
The ruling of the completed catch is under video review.
Well, Devontae Payton making a nice grab. One official said incomplete. The other one came in and said complete. They went to replay, and this will stand as a reception. A nice job there by Payton. So first down and goal from just inside the 5-yard line for Mississippi State, trying to take the lead on the 13th ranked Georgia Bulldogs. Keep it on the ground, left side. Touchdown, Dylan Johnson. Charles Cross, a left tackle paving the way for the Mississippi State touchdown.
Look at the big splits up front. The big splits, and they just wall off that entire left side. Give that left side of the offensive line a lot of credit. Charles Cross stealing up front. And look at the splits here. Then you see you just collapse that left side, and then Dylan with 1 yard to go. That's when he first gets touched. A tough physical run to get Mississippi State, and what a drive there for Mississippi State to go down and respond after Georgia scores.
And Mississippi State up by 3. That'll give you a chance to flex a little bit on the road. Dylan Johnson with the touchdown. Mississippi State leading Georgia 10-7. And a free play here for Georgia. JT Daniels, will he step up and let one fly? He will. Deep down the middle, has a man. His pass is caught at the 26-yard line. A great catch by Burton in traffic. And Georgia on the move in a hurry.
This is the vertical passing game you get with JT Daniels.
Failures decline. Result of play, first down.
But watch him go up and get this football. Jermaine Burton goes up and attacks this football and comes down with a big catch, and you make him pay for jumping off sides where it could have been just a 5-yard penalty. You take the shot, you have the awareness to do it, and Burton makes him pay. Yeah, and that's tough to do, especially when you haven't played in a while and the expectations are high. Everybody wants to see you play, so he's done a good job to control those emotions.
four-man rush, and JT in trouble and dropped again for the second time tonight. Mississippi State able to get to JT Daniels. First man there was Jaden Crumedy, the big nose tackle.
And watch the activity up front. They come with this stunt here, comes inside. Now the pressure comes from inside. Does a good job of moving. Cleveland does a good job of pushing him away, but the continued pressure and effort up front from Mississippi State finally gets to JT Daniels. And this is something that this Mississippi State front has done continuously, is be active and really get upfield and pressure the quarterback.
Crumedy got credit for the sack, but Aaron Brule was really the man who kind of forced that pocket to collapse. Now they'll set up a little screen to Burton. They'll get it back across the original line of scrimmage to around the 24-yard line. So it'll be third down and about 8 coming up now for Georgia.
Yeah, run a tunnel screen to try to help the field goal kicker here to pick up a couple more yards. 3rd and 17. Mississippi State actually did their own of rush 3 and dropped 8 in that particular play and just wanted to rally to the football, but it makes it a little bit easier field goal here for Georgia.
It's 4th down coming up, and here's an opportunity for Jack Podlesny to add to his totals. 8 out of 10 on the year. And this one from 42 yards, and it is dead, solid, perfect. Georgia has evened this one up. 3:10 to go before halftime. Tied at 10 at Sanford Stadium. Second down and 5. Georgia bringing 4 this time. Pass caught around the 45-yard line. That's another Mississippi State first down. Pass caught there by Jaden Walley, who's having a heck of a first half. His first trip into Sanford Stadium. 5 catches now. There goes Williams in motion across the formation. Rogers lofts it up. Nice touch pass. Caught there. That is Walley down the sidelines. Give him 6. Touchdown, Mississippi State. 49 yards.
And we just talked about Georgia playing so much drop 8 coverage. Well, they finally go man coverage, and this is where Mississippi State wants to find the defense. And Walley does a good job of beating to the outside. Look at that throw. The throw is perfectly thrown to Walley, and he beats Mark Webb down that right side, and all down that sideline is Walley using his speed. And you see the excitement from Rogers. Big-time throw, big-time catch, puts his team back up.
They've had a few flashes of that, but for the most part, it hasn't been an offense that what I would say has been in sync with JT Daniels' first start. Although this is a good way to get this drive started as Kearis Jackson gets it out over the 45-yard line. Shock, what do you make of this?
You look at the numbers, and it gets to the bottom. Plays per game. It's kind of similar to what we've seen today. You haven't been able to convert on 3rd down, so ultimately you are not on the field enough to have these big plays, to have yards. So they got to do better on 1st and 2nd down. And here you have a big play, and now it's coming back because of a flag. Georgia has hurt themselves numerous amounts of times throughout these last ball games, and it's been self-inflicted wounds.
So now Georgia back to the 20-yard line. Boy, you have a big play like that, and a holding call pushes you back 10 yards. First down and 20, 1:16 on the clock. Georgia with 3 timeouts left. JT Daniels steps up in that pocket, hit as he throws, going deep, looking for Burton, and has it. Out of bounds around the 35-yard line. Jermaine Burton with his second big-time catch here in the first half.
It's unreal he's able to get this football in there because Mississippi State is playing some form of cover 3, and Burton still gets behind the defense. But did you see the location of that football? Perfectly dropped in the bucket, and we've seen it so far already. JT Daniels' ability to push the football vertically down the field gives him a different threat on offense.
46-yard reception. That one's batted down and incomplete. Well, we saw that quite a bit with Stetson Bennett when he was running the show at quarterback, and now we see it with JT Daniels. They list JT at 6'3". I don't know if he's quite 6'3". Stetson Bennett, they list him at 5'10". Not so sure he's 5'10", 5'11", either.
And made really good decisions. He's thrown the football down the field, and he's given Georgia a chance to move his chains.
Pass caught around the 20-yard line. That'll be good enough for a Bulldog first down. George Pickens says, let's go. I'm ready.
You can see the arm strength on that one. He couldn't even step into that football, but he does a good job of getting it out, kind of sidearms it, and throws it into the cover 2 window where Pickens can come down with it.
And up off the right side, there goes James Cook. Leads all SEC linebackers with that number. He's been in the backfield quite a bit tonight. JT Daniels has a clean pocket, throws to the end zone, touchdown, Jermaine Burton. 18 yards on the reception for the true freshman. That's the California connection right there. JT Daniels out of Irvine to Jermaine Burton out of Calabasas.
One guy you can't lose track of is Burton because he's had a big ball game. But watch the flick of the wrist. Watch how the quick release of this football comes out, puts it high, and Burton just running right down the seam, and nobody catches him going down the middle of that field. Nice job there by Burton.
He visited with Kentucky as an assistant coach with Hal Mumme back in the mid-90s. Big collision right at the 35 as the youngster Marks gets the carry, and I think Mississippi State will be just happy getting this one to the end zone. I mean, to the locker room here at halftime, or the end zone. Either way, would work for them, I'm thinking, right? Running again off the left side with Marks, and that will do it. So after 30 minutes of football, it's right where we started, tied up. 13th ranked Georgia. It's been a long time since they've been home. 6 weeks since their last home game. Getting tested by Mississippi State. We are tied at 17. Quarterbacks have put on a pretty good show tonight. And with that, we'll get to the studio. Dari and the boys will take it from here. Quite entertaining first 30 minutes. Dari? Battle of the Bulldogs. Last time Mississippi State was here was 2017. This guy was in high school. JT Daniels, so your thoughts on his first half performance?
I thought he was efficient. I thought he did some really good things throwing the football. And I thought this was what made him special coming in, was throwing the football vertically down the field. And he just such a quick release throwing the football. And on the other side of the ball, Will Rogers has played an efficient game as well. And you're talking about just being a guy who made great decisions. This was an outstanding throw, getting outside the pocket. He's taking what the defense has given him with some of these underneath throws. And then you talk about the ball placement. Look where he lies this football when Georgia plays man coverage. Not many times, but while he makes them pay, both quarterbacks have came in and played really good tonight. And you can see if they can continue to do that in the second half.
As we take a look at our Zaxby's first half stats, you see Mississippi State with 241 yards. That number is significant because their total offense per game, their 4 prior games, was just 229 for the entire game. They put up 241 in the first half. With the opening possession here in the second half. JT Daniels with a good first half. First play of this will be a toss sweep going nowhere. This is the one thing I think the takeaway for me in the first half, more so than JT Daniels' performance, is the fact that Georgia ran for just 7 yards, Shock.
Yeah, their inability to run the football has been one of the things that you look at and say, wow, where is the run game from Georgia? But they made up for it in the pass game with JT Daniels and the vertical threat. So if they want to be more balanced, which they want to be, they have to find this run game in the second half.
Lost a yard on that one, so Georgia came in averaging 174 yards a game on the ground. That was 5th in the conference. Here's Cook, his opportunity with the football in his hands, and he gets it to the 23-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds. 3rd down and 12. Three-man rush by Mississippi State. Pass is caught. First down, Georgia. George Pickens. Now they bring McIntosh in the backfield to the left of JT Daniels. 4-man rush by Mississippi State. Daniels gets the pass off. Darius Jackson spins off a couple of Mississippi State defenders to the 49-yard line, and that'll be good enough for the first down. Daniels 18 of 22. Couple of touchdowns. Mississippi State with a corner blitz. Georgia picks it up nicely, allowing Daniels to heave one down the field. There's Burton! Touchdown, Georgia! 48 yards.
Jermaine Burton having a night. Look on the outside. Watch the blitz pick up on the outside by Kenny McIntosh. They bring the corner blitz. He picks it up, which gives Daniels the time, and watch him lay it out there. And it's just nothing but a simple go route on the outside. Just run by him, stop and go. Stops his feet just a little bit, and then you see him get back on top, and a well-thrown football from JT Daniels, who continues to impress in his first start tonight.
Point after up and good. Georgia took advantage of getting the football to start the third quarter. Georgia looks like they're going to bring some heat here on 2nd and 5. They'll bring an extra rusher. And pass is caught at the Georgia 45 by Osiris Mitchell again. No doubt Georgia's missed a couple of tackles on these short underneath routes. Now they bring some pressure, and Mississippi State hits him. Austin Williams with a catch. They're inside the 20-yard line. Another first down for Mississippi State. It rushes 3, and they hit these underneath routes. Has to be frustrating. Now they're coming with some more pressure. Rogers, wide open, pass dropped by Wally, who had such a great first half, career numbers, and that one could have been a big play for Mississippi State.
Oh, he probably walks into the end zone. They catch Georgia in man coverage again.
Oh.
And look how far away Webb is, and he takes his eyes off it right at the last moment because he understands there's nobody around me, and he knows he walks in for another touchdown. But those are the plays you have to hit. Now you're 3rd and 11, forcing yourself into a situation you do not want to be in versus defense.
Well, when you're the underdog on the road, limited numbers on your roster, those are the plays you got to have. See if they can make up for it here on 3rd and 11. Back shoulder throw, pass is caught. Osiris Mitchell. First down and goal for Mississippi State.
Dave, I cannot talk about how money this throw is. The placement of it. Watch where he puts this football on the back shoulder, forces the receiver to turn back. There's nothing Eric Stokes can do about that because of where that ball was placed and thrown by Will Rogers.
First and goal from the 3. Hand it off to Johnson. He's driving toward the goal line. The pile moving. Does it cross? Yes, it does. Touchdown, Mississippi State.
If you don't believe Mississippi State believes they can win this ball game, look at the effort on this particular play here. The play should be stopped on about the 2-yard line, but watch the offensive lineman come in here and push him into the end zone here. The effort, the attitude that Mississippi State is bringing into this ball game, responding, going blow for blow with Georgia, is fun to watch.
Mississippi State selling out of the blitz. JT Daniels has a chance to air it out and just overthrows Pickens at the 20, looking around for a flag. I don't see one. He doesn't see one, and I don't think we're going to get one. It's Will Rogers, and then the walk-on, Justin Stolberg, is your backup quarterback tonight for Mississippi State. Rogers flushed out of the pocket, and it'll be incomplete.
Georgia finally gets home with that rush. They rush 4, bring a little stunt from one side and try to loop back around, with forces Will Rogers outside the pocket a little bit. And now you're going to run into that right side where not many routes are on that side and force him to throw that football away. Really good job for that front of Georgia to get home on that long 3rd down situation.
Mississippi State has 9 tackles behind the line of scrimmage tonight. 3rd down and 10. Bringing 5, trying to set up a screen. Mississippi State, boy, it looks like they got 13 guys out there right now, the way they're flying to the football.
Yeah, I couldn't say it any better, Dave. They are flying around.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter, tied at 24 in Athens, Georgia. Bat in the air and incomplete. Georgia brought some pressure off the edge. Adam Anderson got his hand up, and that's exactly what Dan Lanning was talking about. We got to knock some of these balls down.
Yeah, knowing this ball's coming out quick, they understand what type of formation, what they try to do on these particular downs. And you can't get to the quarterback. They've talked about it so many times in this ball game. If you can't get to the quarterback, you have to get your hands up, and they've done it on both sides. Georgia and Mississippi State both have been good in that area.
Picks up 5. Daniels 23 of 29 for 294. They'll hand it off to Kenny McIntosh. McIntosh, first appearance in a while after he was injured versus Alabama, back on the field. As a play caller, that's got to be frustrating, as Mississippi State has totaled 10 tackles for loss tonight. Bringing some heat. Georgia picks it up. JT pump fakes. Boy, was waiting for his guy Pickens to get open, and he finally did, and that'll be a first down.
This offensive line hasn't done a lot in the run game, but watch what they do in the pass game. They do a good job of picking this blitz up. Look at that. He's got time to survey, moves over just a little bit. Like you mentioned, double pump twice and still had time to throw this football, and Pickens finally wins on the outside. Big time conversion to keep the chains moving.
Boy, you just wonder how much does Mississippi State have in the tank defensively. Daniels coming near side. Pass is caught. Demetrius Robertson, his 8th catch of the year, his first one tonight, and another first down for Georgia.
The arm strength. This ball was thrown from the other hash. Watch this football get all the way outside to the numbers and throws it at a level where only his receiver can get it, whiffed and underneath the defender there. Arm strength, and then also a good route on the outside.
They'll toss it. James Cook. Well played there by Mississippi State. That was a nice job on the perimeter by Sean Preston. Daniels drops it off a la Mississippi State, and that'll be a first down as Zamir White dives to the 30-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
And you can see the comfort level here from JT Daniels. He's going to get the blitz, but watch him drift a little bit. Drift away from the line of scrimmage to buy himself a little bit more time and allows his back to sneak out and just drops it off for a big gain.
Daniels lofts it up, going toward the end zone. Incomplete. Kearis Jackson was in the end zone and couldn't hold on.
Oh, wow. He was wide open. Had another big chance down the sideline for a touchdown. And see if right at the end, Emerson comes over right at the end. Does he? Oh, I think that's just a drop. Emerson comes over right at the end and kind of gets his hand in there. Yeah, that's a drop. You got to catch those if you're Kearis Jackson.
So now it's 2nd and 10 from the 30-yard line. JT under pressure, dodges a couple of guys, fires toward the end zone. That one is incomplete, looking for Pickens.
Well, I think it's safe to say JT Daniels has the pocket awareness now. Watch him moving inside the pocket. They had a clear shot on him coming right down the pipe, makes a couple guys miss, and still is able to throw a rope down the middle for a near touchdown. They watch the movement here. They got him locked up. Aaron Relay has him locked up and makes a guy miss, climbs back in the pocket, and then delivers a strike down the middle. Oh, 2 passes back to back that should have been caught.
They will throw it again on 3rd and 10. Daniels on the run. Pass caught by Pickens. That'll be a first down at the 18-yard line.
You got a flag back near the area of holding, though.
Boy.
Holding. Offense, number 7. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, 3rd down.
From the 40-yard line, again, pressure comes. JT has a clean pocket, airs it out, wide open down the field. Caught this time, touchdown, Kearis Jackson. The 3rd time is a charm for Georgia in the end zone on this drive.
And this is man-on-man here. Mississippi State goes cover 0 blitz, no safety in the middle of the field, and the defensive back gets caught flat-footed. Sean Preston and Kearis just runs right by him down the seam here. And you see him coming right in the middle of your living room, right down the middle, and just drops an absolute dime to Kearis for the touchdown.
Kearis dropped one a moment ago, but makes up for it. His third touchdown reception of the year. Georgia back out in front. They need to get it to the Georgia 47-yard line. Rodgers dropped. Sacked for the first time tonight. Jermaine Johnson will get credit for the sack.
Georgia coming with 4 again in the rush. Had a spy out, so actually only coming with 3. And then finally getting home. That's what Dan Lanning loves, and you see Johnson on the outside getting rewarded for his effort.
Not at home, somewhere a little bit more luxurious these days.
Yeah, now that we can be mobile with our equipment, I could be anywhere. Pass is caught. Speaking of anywhere, twisting and turning is Demetris Robinson with the reception for Georgia on a 3rd down and 10. That was a huge pass from JT Daniels.
Well, this is pretty good coverage, but sometimes when you throw a ball like this that's absolutely perfect, thrown in the right spot, it's hard for a defender to have anything he can do against it. JT Daniels continues to play at a high level in his first start, and you've seen a lot of guys making some plays today. This receiving corps, who has been talked about a lot for Georgia, has finally started to come into his own as we see here today. Guys making plays all over the field.
I tell you what, as this game has gone on, I have gotten more and more impressed with JT Daniels. Zamir White, this is their most impressive run of the day, that's for sure, as the clock goes under 5:45. But you know, I got to think the first couple of series he was trying to play it cool, but you know he was nervous. But JT Daniels, you mentioned something earlier, Shock, in this game that really grabbed my attention. His feel for the pocket changed dramatically from the first couple possessions of this game.
Yeah, you can see it. He just was uncomfortable. He took a sack early in the ball game where you felt like he probably could have got away. Well, there was a play later in the ball game where he had a guy coming barreling down on him and he made a couple guys miss.
Georgia going to the run game using Zamir White. Another first down inside the 40, and this is exactly what Georgia wanted to do on this possession. There is a flag down, however. You know, we've had 713 yards passing in this game.
Personal foul, blindside block, offense, number 0. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat, 2nd down.
Well, that's the big true freshman tight end, Darnell Washington, out of Las Vegas, Nevada. If he does something wrong, it's easy to spot at 6'7", 260.
Yeah, that's a pretty big tight end there that it's hard to miss if he has a penalty of that caliber. So it hurts because you had another positive gain. It would have went into the run category where right now you only have 13 yards rushing. But I'm sure they would love a good 4-minute drive to put this ball game away and the offensive line putting it on their shoulders.
713 yards passing, and we have a total of 47 yards rushing. JT Daniels dropped at the 29-yard line. So there's still some life left in this Mississippi State defense. Errol Thompson, their leader, with the sack.
Yeah, absolutely. There's still plenty of time left in this ball game. Mississippi State has a couple timeouts, and just here comes the pressure here. He starts to slight roll, and he just runs right around Justin Schaefer there, who didn't even get a hand on him. But this Mississippi State defense is continued to fight and trying to give his offense one more chance at this ball game and get the ball back. And you see, I guarantee you probably won't see the same coverage they played last time on 3rd and 20.
JT Daniels, they will rush 3 and drop 8. They'll go a little delay handoff to McIntosh. He'll get it to the 40-yard line, and Mississippi State's defense, there aren't many of them on the trip, folks, but they just stood tall and got the football back for their offense with 4 minutes and change as the clock continues to tick down here in the 4th quarter.
Rodgers to continue to do what they've done all game. Just make sure he takes care of the football.
They'll hand it off here on 2nd and 3 and lose 3 yards. So now you're looking at 3rd down and 6.
Oh, you may have got a penalty here on Georgia here late after the play.
Bulldogs of Mississippi State haven't won in Athens since 1956.
Yeah, there was some kind of skirmish or something happened right at the end of that play.
Boy, the way Kirby's reacting makes you believe this one's going to go against Georgia.
After the play, personal foul, defense, number 10, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Ooh, Malik Herring. Caught doing something illegal.
And that's the last thing you would expect from the senior. He's a senior, he's been around, he's played a lot of football for Georgia, and to see him have a penalty like that in a crucial situation like this where you just had a negative yardage play and you was going to force them into a 3rd and long. And it's always the second guy.
Oh, my gosh.
A little bit of a flop here, but
it worked. Rogers pass caught out over the 40. Nice grab by Jaden Wally, who had a huge first half but has been non-existent here in the second half until that grab.
Yeah, he's been quiet for the second half for sure, but you see him just uncover across the linebacker's face and makes a contested catch. But nonetheless, a really good catch over the middle of the field to move the chains and to keep the hopes alive for Mississippi State here on this last drive.
Jaden Wally, the 6th freshman to register a 100-yard receiving game in Mississippi State history. The last was Chad Bumpus in 2009. Kirby Smart bouncing around. He wants a flag. I don't know who's more animated on the sideline, Lane Kiffin or Kirby Smart.
He looked like he got one. Yeah, he's still inside the box. No receiver in the area. You see Kirby going crazy on the sideline.
He's still
he controls his emotions.
There's no foul for intentional grounding. The quarterback was outside the tackle box. The ball landed beyond line of scrimmage. Second down.
Yeah, Kirby wants an explanation for that one. It looked like he just continued to go backwards. He never really went right or left outside of the original pocket.
Kirby's alternating between giving Malik Herring an earful for that personal foul and our officiating crew for not calling a grounding penalty.
Yeah,
but second down to 10 now for Mississippi State.
Either way, big break for Mississippi State here. You could have been really behind the chains.
2:11 on the clock. Quick hitter underneath. Osiris Mitchell out to the 44-yard line.
And you call that pocket where you see where the right tackle is, and you see the hash. He never really leaves that hash. Never gets outside of that right tackle. Continues to go backwards.
That's not even close, really, Shot. He's a yard. He started on the hash, and it was a yard to the right of the hash.
Yeah. Mississippi State called a break on that one.
Georgia bringing 3. Dylan Johnson on 3rd and 7. It'll be 4th down and about 4. Mississippi State will take a timeout.
Second charge timeout of the half.
Mississippi State on the year 8 out of 12 on 4th down, 67% clip. They got to get it to the Georgia 49 if they want to stay alive at Athens, Georgia.
Last time they were able to get to Rogers with just a 4-man rush. See if that front 4 can get home.
They do get home. And that'll do it. Georgia will hold on for the victory with the sack by Azeez Ojulari. The second sack of the night for the Bulldogs from Georgia.
When you need a play, you call on your guy who leads the team in sacks. And look at the speed around the edge. Knocks that hand down and just gets around the corner and nowhere to go for Will Rogers. And that defensive line, once again, wins the ball game up front for the Georgia Bulldogs, getting home on a big-time play there on 4th down to turn the ball over.
Will Rogers, heck of a night though, 41 of 52, 336 and a touchdown for the true freshman out of Brandon, Mississippi. And I'm going to say this, Georgia's going to win this ball game, but knowing what we know about what Mississippi State brought to Athens, Georgia in terms of numbers and the number of players and what they have gone through and all the turmoil, I guess, with this roster. What a job by these young men in the white jerseys to come in here and put up this kind of fight.
Yeah, there won't be any moral victories, but like you just mentioned, this was an outstanding performance to come here on the road with a lot of your key players not here, a couple guys on defense, a couple of your starters not even making the trip, and to take this ball game down to the last minute on the road speaks volumes of what Mike Leach has done.
And for Georgia, you get to see JT Daniels. I mean, how about this? 401 through the air. I think Georgia's got their new starting quarterback.
Yeah, he showed up today. He showed exactly why people were so excited to see him play. And he's going to be exciting right here for a long time. And I think Georgia fans will be excited on what they saw tonight from him.
How are you not excited? 28 of 38, 4 touchdowns, and 401 through the air. The Dogs will take the victory as they push their record to 5-2 and flush that Florida loss out maybe a little bit, not completely. Meanwhile, Mississippi State goes to 2-5. Big night for Georgia's latest starter at quarterback, JT Daniels, as Georgia wins it 31-24. So for my partners, DJ Shockley, Lauren Sisler down on the sidelines, and the rest of our exceptional SEC Network crew, this is Dave Neal saying so long, everybody. SEC football final is on the way.